She stood at the door, her thin frame wrapped in torn rags, the cold autumn wind biting through her bones. He almost didn't recognize her at first. The same girl who once walked away from him, her laughter trailing behind as she clung to the arm of another man, now stood trembling, her lips cracked, and her eyes filled with shame. His hand froze on the door handle, memories flooding back, memories of the nights he waited for her, of the love he poured into her, of the silence he endured when she chose someone else over him. Please, her voice cracked, barely more than a whisper, just, water. It was a moment he never imagined. She had been the one who left, choosing the promise of a better life with someone wealthier, someone who could give her what he couldn't at the time. He remembered the day clearly, her suitcase dragging down the steps, her eyes avoiding his, the way she said, "You'll find someone else, you'll be fine," before leaving him shattered. For years, he built his life back brick by brick, never expecting to see her again. And now here she was, weak, broken, and desperate. His chest tightened. Part of him wanted to turn away, to remind her of the choice she made, to let her taste the bitterness of the consequences. But then he looked into her eyes. There was no pride left in them, no arrogance, no sparkle. Just pain, hunger, and the kind of regret that runs deeper than words. He opened the door wider. She stepped in slowly, her bare feet scraping against the wooden floor. He fetched a glass of water and placed it in her trembling hands. She drank it greedily, spilling some down her chin, before clutching the empty glass like it was the most precious thing she had ever held. For a moment, neither of them spoke. He finally asked, "What happened?" Tears welled in her eyes as she explained. The man she had chosen had promised her the world but gave her nothing but misery. He left her when the money ran out, leaving her stranded in a city that had no mercy. She had walked for miles, with no food, no roof, no one who cared enough to help. And when she reached the edge of despair, her feet led her here, back to the man she had once broken. His heart ached as he listened. He could see she was not the same girl who had walked away, she was humbled, fragile, human. But he also knew he was not the same man she had left. He had learned to live without her, learned to stand on his own, and found strength in the silence she left behind. Still, compassion rose in him. He gave her food, a blanket, and a place to sit by the fire. She sobbed quietly, whispering, "I don't deserve your kindness." He didn't respond right away. He just watched the flames dance, letting silence carry the weight of what he felt. At last, he said, "Maybe you don't. But kindness isn't about what people deserve, it's about who we choose to be." She lowered her head, unable to look at him, and for the first time, she felt the sting of her choices and the healing power of forgiveness. He didn't promise her love again, and he didn't offer her the life she once threw away. But he gave her something she had lost long ago, dignity, a reminder that humanity still existed in a world that had been cruel to her. As dawn broke, she left his house wrapped in the blanket he gave her, her steps slow but steadier than before. She carried not just warmth against the cold, but a lesson carved into her soul. He stood at the doorway, watching her disappear into the horizon, not with anger or resentment, but with peace. Because sometimes the greatest victory is not revenge, but the strength to offer compassion when it's least expected. And in that moment, he realized forgiveness doesn't change the past, it heals the heart for the future. Would you like me to also give you 5 emotional image prompts scenes for this story, like I did before for your YouTube visuals?